It's not a square, it's circular. I just like looking at trains, is that okay? So this is absolutely unbelievable. It's these kind of places that always surprise me. Don't think that you're only allowed to visit Belgrade and Novi Sad and all that. Spread your wings. Hi everyone and good afternoon, welcome back to Serbia once again. This is part number 4 of my 2022 Serbia series, and as you can see, I think it might be summer's last hurrah. It's the last week of August, and in the last video we got very wet, but this time the sun has returned, the blue skies have returned, also drilling in the background has returned. But today I'm in the town of Požega, which is about 20 minutes on the bus from my base in Užice, and honestly today I just kind of want to come out for a Saturday afternoon, chill out, have a relax in the sun and see what I can find. So let's get going. We're starting off today in this beautiful central square. Although it's not a square, it's circular. Check out these drone shots from above. Look at it, it's quite unique, isn't it? You know, normally these central areas of these towns, etc. and cities are, you know, it's always a square, isn't it? But it's nice to see something different for once, you know? Very pretty. Now, just like in the last video in Čačak, as you enter this central circle, you've got this lovely sign behind me, Požega, in the colours of the Serbian flag, blue, white and red. And whenever I come to a place like this that has one of these signs, I think to myself, why don't I come from a place with one of those signs? But then I think, to be honest with you, it would have been doused in petrol and set ablaze in about 5 minutes, so it's probably not a good idea. Excuse the child in the sign, Dobar dan. But I just want to talk about the Cyrillic alphabet again. You know, a lot of people think that it looks like scary, and honestly I did think that at the beginning, but I love it. It's not that difficult. You know, this letter is my favourite letter, Ž. I scared the kid away. Yeah, but this letter in Bulgarian, Serbian, Russian, you name it, it's an actual letter for that specific sound, so it makes it so much easier. And as you can see, you know, 50% of the letters in the Cyrillic alphabet are the same as Latin, so O, E, A, exactly the same. Right, enough about alphabets, let's go for a walk. This is nice, isn't it? These little foliage areas and seating areas all around this central circle. I can't say that. Central square. Beautiful. Street art. We've got restaurants all the way around the outside as well. Monument in the middle with a tap. As you exit this central area, you've got pretty pink and red flowers, and you've got a little clock and a sign for the street. Ulica Miloša. There's Petra over the other side. Let's go down here and see what we can find. I was just about to do the next bit, but I saw a cat. Let's have a look at the cat first. It's actually a mini angel. Hello. I think it's fascinated by that light. Hello, angel. Psst, psst, psst. Oh, hello. Hello, angel. I think I've made a new friend. It's like I'm not going anywhere for the rest of the day. I can't remember what I was going to say now. I think it was the fact that I feel like Požega is kind of a similar size to Bajina Bašta, which is over the other side of Užice. We went there last year. It's got that same kind of feel. And honestly, I don't know a huge amount about Požega, apart from the fact that it's the birthplace of Miloš Obrenović, who was the first ruling monarch of modern Serbia. And I believe, I'm sure I read somewhere, there's like his house or something that he grew up in somewhere, but it's like quite far away, a bit like a monastery. So I think we'll just chill out with cats today. It's really cool street art in Serbia, as always. And looking at this, like typical small town Serbia, I do feel very fortunate the fact that I've got the opportunity to come to places like Požega, which, you know, normally wouldn't be on your typical tourist route, if you know what I mean. And that's really what this year is all about with this Serbia series, going to places which are very much lesser visited, if you know what I mean. I wonder what this building is. Oh yeah, I know this brand, Marmalade. Yeah, if you know me, you'll know that I love this sort of thing. Old industrial buildings, factories with pigeons on the windows up there with no windows in them. But it looks like it's all fenced off. Yeah, this is absolutely my kind of place. Look at that monstrosity. Oh, good timing, David. What's going on here? I remember this from Krušovac last year. I think it's like a wedding that's just happened and they're coming out after the wedding, I think. Yeah, sorry to intrude on your wedding if you're watching, but congratulations anyway. I missed, as in Krušovac, the party poppers and the throwing of the bouquet, but whatever. Well, I'm hungry, so it's time for some food. Restaurant Blagaia. I've read about this place, apparently it's quite good. Let's see what they got. Restaurant Blagaia. Oh god, it's Serbian time, Dobrodošli. But there is welcome at the top. Oh no, it's all in Serbian. That's okay, don't worry, David. I'm not one of those people that expects everything to be in English. Okay, there's beef, there's chicken, there's risotto. Where are the omelettes? There's omelettes on there. Okay, sorry, that's the breakfast menu. I just saw doručak in the corner. But they have omelettes, they have komplet lepinja. Yum. Look, I'm treating myself. Vinaria Kovacevic. Rosé wine, beautiful. Right, bottoms up. This wine's really nice. Rosé, and look at the pretty glass. Lovely. I'm not going to say it tastes like acorns and oak trees and all that. I'm not a wine connoisseur. I ain't got a fucking clue. It tastes like wine. I'm used to wine out of a box from a corner shop. Not this. Cheers. This is life in Serbia, right? Smoking and a cat. Okay, people. The food is here. And I don't think I've ever been happier. Look at this. Absolute amazingness. Typical Serbian restaurant. I think it's quite high end. We've got homemade bread apparently. We've got nebes and we have pljeskavica sa kajmakom. More on that in a second. So this is absolutely unbelievable. If you are an old-time viewer of my Serbia videos, you might remember pljeskavica from a really old video. It was from Belgrade and it was like, you know, it was one of those street things. It was a Christmas market thing, New Year. But this is proper pljeskavica on a plate with no bun, you know, and basically it's essentially a burger, like a patty or whatever, but it's not just a burger, like you have to have it to understand. And sa kajmakom, kajmak is that typical Serbian sort of dairy product, creamy, cheesy, which pretty much goes with anything. You also have chips, you have onions, and we have nebes. So this little beauty is one of my guilty pleasures in Serbia. It's like a cheesy, chili kind of concoction. It's under the menu as salad, so you can have it kind of with anything really. I often have it with pljeskavica, and it is just absolute dynamite. You can even get it from like Maxi from the supermarket. Obviously it's not as good. Right, enough talking, more eating. I feel like posh spice. Right, I've got some pljeskavica with lots of onion, with lots of meat, and I'm having nebes on the top, which I can't pronounce. Let's go. Absolutely iconic. With pljeskavica, it can be a bit hit and miss, I've noticed over the years in Serbia. Sometimes it can be absolutely top tier elite, but other times it can be shit. This is top tier elite. It's meaty, there's not too much onion in it, so you know I don't really like onion very much, but it's appropriate. And adding the nebes just adds an extra level of fucking eliteness to this beautiful meal. I feel like such a posh bitch. Eating with a knife and fork for once. We have nebes on this bread, which doesn't look like much, but actually it's bloody brilliant. Okay, sometime later, and the food has been finished. In fact, it's been demolished. I couldn't eat all the chips though, but that pljeskavica didn't touch the sides, mate. Anyway, I'm going to enjoy my wine, and I'll see you in a bit. This ginormous beast just landed on my wine glass. You're thirsty, hun? I'm sorry, there's nothing left. What the hell is it? It's not a praying mantis, is it? Okay, a huge thank you to whoever it was that told me about this restaurant. You just went to the top of my Christmas list. Iconic. Apparently, as well as that place, there's also a place that does really good roast pork that's quite well known. I can't remember the name. I'll put it down in the description below. Maybe I'll go there another time, because honestly, I don't have 17 stomachs, so I won't be able to fit another meal in me after that. I'm going to need a truck to get me home. I was feeling skinny this morning. Oh, is that a church? I think it is. According to Google Maps, this is the Sveta Trijerada. I've probably completely destroyed that pronunciation, sorry. Church. Awesome. And look at the sun in the distance. What a beautiful angel. Let's take a look around. Maybe we can get inside as well. Unless I get kicked out like I normally do. Oh, there's another cat. It's a Ginge, my favourite. Sorry, there will be a Serbia video soon without churches, probably. But it can't be helped because they are everywhere. Like, literally, walk around one corner, church. Another one, monastery. Well, maybe not, you've got to go out in the middle of nowhere to find them. As we can see, it's open. Look at that, very reflective. I'm doing my obligatory pan up to the ceiling shot in a church in Serbia. But let's look at the floor for once. Beautiful design, shiny marble, I guess. Got that little area over there. And this is what I mean about the pews to the side. Rather than being down there like in a Catholic church, you know? And through this door to the side. Oh, it's very echoey, isn't it? Is it like a chapel, I guess? Very similar to the churches we saw in Čačak. Like pretty much similar in terms of the paintwork and the design. Similar colours, pastel-like blues and pinks and reds and yellows. Absolutely beautiful. Look at me, I'm chilling out on the grass. Like, that never happens. That kind of goes along with the unintentional theme of this video of relaxation because, you know, I have felt much more relaxed coming back to Serbia, both in terms of general life but also YouTube. You know, I probably said this last year as well, it happens every time. But with Serbia, I feel like I don't need to know encyclopedic knowledge of a place before I come somewhere. I can just come here, have food, see a church, and then happy days. No one gives a shit, you know? So, long may it continue. This is pretty, isn't it? On this bridge. Up in this direction and a little bit further on to the left is a railway museum, but I believe it's closed today. I'm about 99% sure. This was another possibility for today, but then I realised it's bloody miles away, as you would expect with a monastery. Apparently it's a nice little village with streams and waterfalls. Let's go that way. It might be closed, but there is a railway bridge with views of trains down there. Oh, there's a guy in that one. Overgrown weeds, etc. We can make our own museum. Trains. Oh, look at that station down there with graffiti. I guess is it disused? I mean, assuming all that is disused. But yeah, this is one thing I don't really know anything about in Serbia. The whole train system aspect. Yes, there was the old train thing in Mokra Gora last year. But, you know, pretty much that's the extent of my train knowledge. But, you know, I don't need to know everything about trains in Serbia. I just like looking at trains. Is that okay? I love that one down there. It's like a toy train I'd have as a kid. What a geek. Before we go, let's take a little closer look at this possibly derelict station. I mean, there's not much to see. There's just graffiti and boarded up doors. widzenia, Požega. Right, sorry, lighting. I do need to get a wriggle on because the next bus is in about 20 minutes. But yeah, I've enjoyed Požega. It's nice to come out for a nice little relaxing day where you don't have a stressful list of things to do. And I want to use my Justine story. I think I might have mentioned this before. When I was in New Zealand years ago, I was with two friends and they were like, we don't want to go to that place that I'd recommended, like Požega, because Justine didn't go there. Who's Justine? It was one of their friends. Anyway, I was like, I didn't give a flying crap where Justine went. You know, this is our trip. And it's a bit like Požega because I was like, well, there's not much to do here. Is it worth coming here? And usually, well, always, it's these kind of places that always surprise me and remain in my memory for life. So if you're coming to Serbia, don't think that you're only allowed to visit Belgrade and Novi Sad and all that. Spread your wings, like me. Anyway, it's bus time. I'll see you next time from probably Nova Varoš, which is about an hour away from Užite. Brilliant. Check out my Serbia playlist, my mini playlist, and I'll see you next time. Catch you later.